We are discussing what I think is a must-read, a very important book that really helps us to understand this important historical moment that we're all living in the world. I'll begin today by saying that I'm speaking from Beijing. It's night here. Good morning to people on the other side of the world. It's great to see such an international panel of people joining from all over. And I just left the Nicaraguan embassy in Beijing, where there was an event honoring the 202nd anniversary of the independence of Central America from Spanish colonialism. And there was a very enlightening discussion and exchange between Chinese diplomats and Central American diplomats. And the ambassador of Nicaragua from the Sandinista front gave a brilliant speech talking about the historical moment that we're in the world, with the creation of an increasingly multipolar system that gives space for countries in the global south, even small nations like Nicaragua, the possibility to have an active role in shaping the creation of new political and economic institutions. And I think, the book that Radhika has written really helps us to understand how we got into this moment today and the contradictions of the capitalist system. I think she does a brilliant overview of the political economy of capitalism in various different stages up through the neoliberal era and today. And I think, the title is very simple, but it does very much explain the kind of three central contradictions that she explores: the contradictions inherent within the capitalist mode of production, coronavirus, the COVID pandemic, which unleashed and exposed even more contradictions of the neoliberal system. Many have said that you could say that the 2008 was the beginning of the end of neoliberalism, and COVID was the end of neoliberalism, where even the most neoliberal governments, the most financialized economies like in the United States, were forced to return to a robust welfare state, although now we see that those policies of social support are being systematically dismantled once again. But it exposed the inherent contradictions within this mode, this phase of the capitalist system. And finally, war. The war in Ukraine has once again shown, not after the supply chains internationally in this neoliberal globalized system were disrupted by COVID, then you had a war that further disrupted supply chains. It has contributed to a global inflation crisis, which has fueled further debate about interest rates and about the dollar itself and the exorbitant privilege of the dollar, the paradox of the Federal Reserve essentially setting global monetary policy and making debt prohibitively expensive for countries in the global south, fueling massive capital flight. Now even, the hegemonic Bretton Woods institutions like the IMF and the World Bank are saying very clearly that many countries are on the verge of a debt crisis. So with all of that context, I think we can start the conversations, and I'm very excited to introduce an incredible group of esteemed economists, political thinkers, intellectuals, brilliant speakers today.
I'm Michael Hudson. I'm appearing here for the International Manifesto Group. If you like this video and ones like it, please subscribe. For more information, go to the address on the screen.